Live from KSAT 12, the 6 o'clock news starts right now.
What or who set off the fire that destroyed an East Side home this morning? That's what arson investigators are trying to figure out.
Especially since it's the second fire at that home in less than 36 hours. Garrett Berger talked with family members who think this is a case of retaliation.
The flames burned bright and hot Tuesday morning on Cardiff Avenue. Was it with the heat of revenge? Out-of-state family members think this fire and another on Sunday were retaliation, while the adult mother and son who live here were locked up.
It was deliberate, and I hate to say that to be a Christian. It was did on purpose.
According to a preliminary police report, Deetria Pennington had gotten intoxicated and started a physical fight with a 61-year-old man on Sunday around noon. Police say her adult son, Dante Meyer, began fighting too and stabbed a 36-year-old man in the hand with a barbecue poker. Both were arrested that afternoon for assault. But just a few hours later, the fire department was called out to the home and found a chair on fire out front. Pennington's cousin, who owns the home, thinks that was a first attempt at arson, and Tuesday morning was the one that did the trick.
If you got a problem with somebody, work it out with them. Don't destroy other people's property.
Pennington's older son says Sunday's fight wasn't the first problem.
We were having physical altercations. This was one of many.
He says his mom was even hurt in late September, though a police report from that day mentions injuries to an unnamed woman and also lists that woman as a suspect in the incident. We didn't find anyone in the neighborhood who wanted to talk on camera, but one neighbor said Pennington threatens and cusses people out, and police show 79 calls for service of various types to her home since January. The fire department says the arson investigation into both fires is still active. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Harsh words from Uvalde's mayor directed at the county district attorney. This coming 5 days after the city filed a lawsuit against the DA's office for withholding information needed in the city's independent investigation into its police department. Mayor Don McLaughlin tells Lee Waldman the DA's actions are detrimental to the city moving forward as they try to achieve police accountability.
The DPS is investigating the DPS. They have access. Texas Rangers are investigating themselves. They have access. The Border Patrol is investigating themselves. They have access. The city has been denied access.
After being named the defendant in 2 other lawsuits filed last week, the mayor of Uvalde, Don McLaughlin, is speaking about one filed on behalf of his city against Uvalde District Attorney Christina Mitchell.
We have no choice. We need answers so we can go through our police department and make changes that need to be made. If we have officers that need to be held accountable, we need to know what their actions were that day.
In July, McLaughlin announced an independent investigation into Uvalde police would be done by Austin investigator Jesse Prado. Initially, he said it would take anywhere from 60 to 90 days. Now he says because of DA Mitchell withholding materials like body camera video and audio, Prado's investigation cannot move forward.
I kept quiet for the last 60 days, 70 days. You didn't hear me say anything negative about it, hoping that we would resolve this, and we didn't.
In previous statements, Mitchell has said the release of information would impact her criminal investigation into the May 24th shooting at Robb Elementary. McLaughlin says that's not true.
Mr. Prado told her that it would be kept strictly confidential, wouldn't be released without her okay. And he also told her that if he came across anything that was criminal that they had missed, he has an obligation and a duty to bring that forward to her.
Since the shooting, there's been a constant battle between McLaughlin and Mitchell. He hopes this lawsuit gets them in front of a judge and the independent investigation back on track.
It's not like you're going to be able to put this off forever. It needs to be transparent and on the table, and let's move forward.
I've tried several times over the phone and via email to speak with Mitchell, and she's not gotten back to me, and she's not sent a statement either. McLaughlin says he's received no communication with her since this lawsuit was filed. Now, according to the lawsuit filed on behalf of the city, Mitchell's criminal investigation should have been wrapped up by the end of last month. That has not happened, and no new timeline has been given. Live in Uvalde, Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Lee. A food truck owner trying to protect his business robbed and shot on the north side. This happened early this morning next to a sports bar across the street from North Star Mall. RJ Marquez visiting that scene hours after the shooting, and he tells us why it was a big surprise to the other businesses in the area.
Chris Medina has worked at North Star Barbershop for 13 years and found out this morning about a shooting near his business.
When I came this morning, I was informed of the incident, and so I was surprised to hear that. The people seem very nice.
San Antonio police were called to the 120 block of West Rector outside Slacker Sports Bar just after midnight after the owner of a food truck was shot in the leg during an armed robbery. Medina says the owners have been there for some time and the food truck does well.
Yeah, they're very consistent and they seem to have business. So, I would say they have a following already. The food was good and the service was good.
And according to San Antonio police, they tell us that the suspect walked into this food truck right here, went inside and demanded cash from the owner at gunpoint. He then took the money and ran down the street with the owner following him behind. That's when the suspect turned around and shot the owner near an apartment complex before running away from the scene. Police are still searching for the shooter and did not say how much money he stole. The victim was taken to the hospital in stable condition. Medina believes it's an isolated incident and usually doesn't see this type of crime in the area.
You can assess immediately that they're good people. It was just unfortunate it happened here, last night to these folks. Hopefully, it doesn't happen again.
RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
To the latest now on the case against District 10 City Council member Clayton Perry, San Antonio police filing an at-large charge of DWI against him in connection with a hit-and-run crash exactly 1 month ago. That word coming from the Bexar County District Attorney's Office late this afternoon, which we reported as breaking news at 5 o'clock. That case, along with the charge of failure to stop and render aid from the November 6 crash, now being reviewed by prosecutors in the DA's office. No word yet on when prosecutors will make a decision on whether or not they're actually going to prosecute the case.
The San Antonio Police Department is hoping to get some help in tracking down a hit-and-run driver that they say hit and killed a man last month. It happened in November in the evening at the intersection of South Zarzamora and Hazel Streets. That's just west of downtown. Police say that the driver of the white sedan in this picture hit and killed Gilbert Trevino. Whoever was behind the wheel did not stop and try to help. They continued down South Zarzamora. Anyone with information who could help investigators find the person responsible, well, they'd like to hear from you. You can call Crime Stoppers at 210-224-STOP. About an hour ago, the defense representing a former Border Patrol agent charged with 4 murders rested their case, calling no witnesses. All that's left in the trial is of Supervisor Juan David Ortiz is the closing arguments. The state testimony today included 2 forensics experts, a firearms expert testifying all of the bullet shell casings tested in the murders of the 4 sex workers belonged to the .40 caliber gun Ortiz owned, which was his government-issued weapon. A trace expert testified that tire tracks left at one of the crime scenes also matched tires on Ortiz's truck. And then later, the jury heard parts of a phone call that Ortiz made to his wife from the Webb County Jail.
I'm very concerned over the statement that was made. There is no evidence. It's just a confession I made.
Ortiz referring to the confession that he made during his interrogation. The defense and the state are expected to make their closing arguments tomorrow. Then the case goes to the jury. If found guilty, Ortiz could automatically be sentenced to life in prison without parole.
Check out TransGuide right now. Let's go to I-10 Advance Jackson. Something happening out here. You can see emergency officials. It looks like they may have the ramp closed there. Again, this is I-10 Advance Jackson. I believe we're looking at the eastbound lanes that are coming at us right now, and no major traffic tie-ups to tell you about. Just looks like they have the ramp closed there for some reason. Well, new at 6, the holidays can be tough for people grieving the loss of a loved one. In the LGBTQ plus community, there are extra layers of grief. Courtney Friedman explains why that is and tells us about a grief workshop happening Thursday specifically for the LGBTQ plus community.
She was just a great person, my best friend. Almost 2 years ago, Deborah Myers lost her partner of 35 years, Nikki Valdez, an LGBTQ plus pioneer in San Antonio in Texas, as one of the first openly gay women in the Alamo City.
She passed away on Christmas Day in 2020.
The holidays will never be the same for Myers. Luckily, December 2021, she found a holiday grief workshop tailored to the LGBTQ plus community.
I could share and be comfortable and not worry about that extra layer of vulnerability.
The group is led by the bereavement chaplain at Porter Loring Mortuary, where they developed a grief curriculum. They offer 8-week seminars throughout the year, some specifically for the LGBTQ plus community.
Grief happens in the LGBTQ community in different forms. So recognizing that it isn't always grief from a death, but perhaps grief from not having a relationship with your family or having grief from losing a job.
Robert Salcido Jr. is the executive director of the Pride Center San Antonio, which hosts the workshops.
The grief groups happen right here in the Pride Center in San Antonio. That 8-week workshops that they hold are about 5 to 15 people, and you have to register. But this week's holiday seminar is open to everyone, and it's a drop-in situation.
They're still with us, each of us getting to share ideas and emotions and stories helps to process the grief.
A place where sorrow and isolation can bring together a new chosen family. Courtney Friedman, KSAT 12 News.
As Courtney just said, the last holiday grief workshop of the year is this Thursday, December 8th at the Pride Center from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. You can also sign up for the 8-week courses on their website.
Looking outside with live cam, we actually ended on a nice note for a change. Sun came out.
Yeah, sun came out for most of us. Folks in the hill country and closer to the Rio Grande didn't have a whole lot of sun, but locally we did, and that's one reason why we got up to 80 degrees today. Now, after the hottest summer on record, yeah, 80, no big deal. But you put it into perspective, the record high today, 83. So we were just 3 degrees shy of the record and 14 degrees above average. It's a very spring-like weather pattern that's in place. Currently at 75, dew point is 66, so the relative humidity at 73%. Thing is, that temperature, that dew point, they're going to meet in the middle. They're going to meet, and that means the relative humidity will be 100% later on tonight, and that's going to give us areas of fog again. Not a big temperature drop overnight. We'll start the day tomorrow in the mid-60s, but turning foggy and a little damp and drizzly. We're going to talk about this pattern of how long the morning fog is going to last, and of course, if these spring-like temperatures will stick around in just a bit.
I'm Stefania Jimenez. Tonight on the Nightbeat, thousands of dollars spent and no finished roof to show for it.
The sheetrock had fallen. We couldn't open doors. Like everything, all the furniture was destroyed.
This is all after a family's contractor walked off the job just before the summer rains hit. The reason behind his decision and why he won't face criminal charges as KSAT investigates. Plus, a terrifying discovery for a Medina County family. Just look at the X-ray. It's an arrow in their dog's head. And this is Boomer today as he begins his recovery, the attack and injuries that nearly cost him his life. We'll see you for these stories and a lot more tonight on the Nightbeat.
Thank you, Stephanie. All right, let's check out Sky 12 right now over the winter wonderland that is Travis Park downtown. Lisa, they got some ice out there.
Yeah.
I'll be out there
probably
tomorrow.
Melting.
Oh, you're going to go out tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll be live from the rink. Ice will be a little soft before the sun sets.
Do you remember how to ice skate?
Yes, I do.
You're gonna do that live, Adam?
Yeah.
Okay.
A little skating.
I'll tune in for that.
My skates are up in the attic somewhere. I don't even know where they are, so I'll just
have to rent some.
Yeah, I'll use some of theirs.
Yeah.
Be a little easier. All right, let's talk about our weather headlines here. More fog developing, dampness, but no good beneficial rain. It's feeling very spring-like. I talked about that a little bit ago, and we're in this pattern where it's pretty persistent when it comes to temperatures. Take a look at our trend. Low 80s the next few days, which is close to record challenging territory. Tomorrow we're expecting 81. The record is 83. very similar on Thursday. 81's what we're expecting, and the record high is 84. And it's one of those situations where if the fog burns off a few hours earlier than expected, we could very quickly get up into that record challenging territory. So we're going to have that fog every day of the week and even into next week. So near 80, basically give or take a few degrees for the rest of the week and even into next week. We talked about the fog and how it's going to be very consistent every morning. Already starting to see some reduced visibility, not problematic, but Kerrville, Uvalde, 7 miles right now, just fine at 10 miles in and around San Antonio, Bexar County. But let's fast forward a bit. We go through the night, and especially by midnight, I think we'll really start to see the visibility take a hit because of the fog. And then morning commute tomorrow, even as early as 5 a.m., we're looking at visibilities under a mile in some instances. And just like the past few days, it's going to fluctuate quite a bit through the night and through the morning. You'll see that fog get thicker and then thin out a little bit and really not shake free from it until we get to about 9-10 a.m. And that's when we should break free from the fog. So one reason we're getting the fog, of course, this low level moisture in place. It's humid outside. It is sticky outside. You feel that mugginess. I mean, Gonzales, the dew point is 70. Stinson, dew point is 67. We feel that stickiness, and that's because of that flow off the Gulf of Mexico, and this just adds the moisture to the air. So once the air temperature drops down and hits that dew point, that means the air is saturated, and it leads to the condensation, and then boom, the fog as well. You'll see the dew droplets on the cars and whatnot by midnight, and then quickly fog thereafter. Dew point trend keeps us muggy. There could be a brief little hit in the dew points, a mini drop Sunday, Monday, but I'm not very confident in that. I think for the most part, this stickiness is just going to stick around. Stickiness sticking around, huh? What a coincidence. Anyway, some rain showers west Texas and off to our north because of this conveyor belt of moisture coming off the Pacific. We've got the big blue H over the Gulf of Mexico. That's been basically preventing any big disturbance from moving in. And with the clockwise flow around it, this narrow band of moisture. We talked about this a bit yesterday, this white band of clouds. Just this little conveyor belt of moisture aloft up above us, coming in over Mexico, then parts of West Texas and North Texas. A few disturbances in there, not much in terms of real rain, but a few showers just to the north and northwest of our area. Around here, we've got rain chances. I mean, they're 10 to 20%. It's basically for little sprinkles, and that's about it. Not real any good rain chances anytime soon. There is the potential for a cold front, though, by next Tuesday, Wednesday time frame. So roughly this time next week. And we'll see if that stirs things up a bit. But right now, we're not so confident. So here's your KSAT 12-hour forecast. 7 a.m. tomorrow, 65 areas of fog. Then we get to noon and some breaks in the clouds. Seeing a little sunshine like today, 78 degrees at that point, 81 the high temperature. And of course, we'll see a kind of variety of highs. Low 80s southeast of San Antonio, some 70s in the hill country. So a little bit warmer in the hill country than the past few days. 7-day forecast, pretty simple. Temperatures consistent. Mornings in the 60s, afternoons near 80 degrees. And every day we'll have those dreary mornings. However, it should lead to a bit of afternoon sunshine.
We'll take the sun and some rain. Thank you.
All right. It seems every year UTSA's head coach has to find new coaches.
And new coaches, and now because of the NIL, players as well. When we come back, problems with success. Our head coach Jeff Traylor out of UTSA is going to tell us about what they're having to deal with off the field as well. And a first in program history for UIW coming up. The UTSA Roadrunners are enjoying incredible success under head coach Jeff Traylor. Back-to-back Conference USA championships. Undefeated conference record this year to go along with all the school records that have been set along the way. But with that success comes a whole new set of problems retaining staff and players through bigger, better contracts and name, image, and likeness deals. Head coach Jeff Traylor lost his co-offensive coordinator, Will Stein, when he accepted an offer to move to Oregon. He has since promoted Justin Burke to that position after making this appeal to alumni and fans.
We got to do our best to hold on to our players and our coaches. And it's going to take an investment by a lot of people. And I understand that's not for everybody. I understand that makes people mad. But if it makes you mad, then that's fine. Then that's okay. Just the people that aren't mad and the people that want to help, we need help. because this is a lot of fun, and this is a special place, and it's good for UTSA. It's good for San Antonio.
Now, a major announcement is being built for tomorrow for UTSA quarterback Frank Harris. More on that tonight on the Nightbeat. Meantime, the University of the Incarnate Word Cardinals are preparing for the quarterfinals of the FCS playoffs when they travel west to meet number 2 seed Sacramento State on Saturday. That's after their incredible 41-38 come-from-behind victory over Furman last Saturday at Benson Stadium, in which Walter Payton finalist Lindsey Scott Jr. threw 5 touchdown passes, including the game winner, for a total of 62 total touchdowns on the season so far. Now they get ready for the first ever trip to the 3rd round of the FCS playoffs.
We got to go take it. They're number 2 team in the country. We got a really good team as well, though. So I told these guys, I think we're the underdog. I think last time we were the underdog was Nevada. So, we got to have that same mentality. We got to go in there and take it.
Last year, we had lost round 2. So to be able to take a step up and get to the next round is major for the team, just major for the program.
At this point, with these kind of things, it's all about how you prepare. It's about the preparation you put in through the work days, through practice, and that's going to be the deciding factor. We practice on our discipline every day, and we practice on our work ethic. So, other than that, those are the only keys to our victory.
Coach Kenny is staying with the team throughout their playoff run, despite the fact he accepted the head coaching job at Texas State. Kickoff Saturday night will be at 9:30 San Antonio time. The big game and a big game playoff coverage takes place this Friday night when the undefeated number 1 ranked Bernie Greyhounds host Tyler Chapel Hill in the Class 4A Division I state semifinals in the Alamo Dome, with the winner headed to the state championship game next week in Jerry World. This is the first time in the Bernie football program that the Greyhounds have gone 14-0 at this point, and it's only the second time they have made it to the state semifinals. The last time was 2004, and that was before they opened Champion High School, which is the second high school in Bernie now. Now, after roughing up Cal Allen 49-19 at Alamo Stadium last week, they faced Chapel Hill, who advanced with a 12-2 record after the Bulldogs edged out Kilgore 24-21.
Man, we've been dreaming of this since we were in middle school, being able to go to state. We've been working hard all year, so yeah, it's really special. We made it to the state semis in 2004, so one more win. We've never been to the state final, so we get one more win, we'll have made school history again.
We're just a real tight brotherhood, so we want to get this so bad. We've been working since we were 7th graders in middle school, so we've just been focused our whole lives, and we're ready for this, and we're just working 1-0 every week.
And you'll be able to see that Birdie game live on KSAT 12.2 MeTV starting at 7 o'clock on Friday night when they play us at Chapel Hill. Wimberley and Cuero, by the way, that's in the Alamo Dome earlier in the day. That's at 3 o'clock, number 2 against number 3 in the sub-5A 12's top 12. And then Poth against Big Sandy Harmony. That will be off in Cy-Fair towards the Houston area, also Friday night. So we have a big Friday night. How many teams right there are still in it? That's 4.
Well, and I love that the Bernie kids know that they have a chance to make history.
Yeah. Well, and they're already making it even better, right?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. All right, the polls are closed in Georgia in the United States Senate runoff race. It's been a hotly contested one, prompting record turnout. We have a live report coming in from Atlanta. It's coming up next at 6.